In today's Poland Daily Culture, we're going to show you one of the lesser spoken about but very visible aspects of Polish life in the 20th century, the neon sign. The Neon Museum in Warsaw is dedicated to the documentation and the preservation of Cold War-era neon signs and electrographic design. Since 2005, they have been engaged in the enormous task of documenting and preserving the last surviving remnants of the Great Neonization campaign across the former Eastern Bloc. Their ongoing efforts have been credited with ushering in a new neon renaissance throughout Poland, a movement that began with the opening of the first and only museum of its kind in Europe. The permanent collection contains hundreds of dazzling neon signs and other electrographic artifacts, many of which were designed by the great artists of the age, who were responsible for the world-famous Polish poster school. The museum illustrates the unique characteristics of a known art form which was born from revolution, served as state propaganda, and flourished during Poland's post-war period.
I didn't realise sort of people in high places had this specific interest in it. So tell us a little something about the collection here. How many sort of sets of lights do you have, and are they all on display, or have you had to hold some back and they're in storage?
We actually have over 100 neons. Not all of them fit here, so we have a storage place above us. We like to show more neons, but we have a space constraint. So we all the time try to optimize the exhibition and introduce new neons. The biggest neons are also located in the buildings around the museum. Because, for example, we have a jubilar jewelry shop neon, which is 8 meters long and 4 meters high. So it wouldn't fit in any building, so the only place for it is to hang outside. We have mainly neons from Warsaw, but also from other cities, and recently we also started to collect neons from other former socialist countries.
And what do you intend to do with those if you're kind of already limited for space?
Well, we are looking for a bigger space, and usually also sometimes every year change slightly the exhibition to show new neons here as well.
And do you have any kind of particular events that happen here? Is there sort of specific exhibitions where you want to show something, I don't know, kind of specific, or?
Well, we have the cinema corner. We certainly want to show the history of the neons and the artistic design of the neons, as well, especially for the foreign tourists. Because, well, it's an interesting part of our history, of our design, of centrally planned art that was supposed to have a useful purpose. So that's this interesting aspect. And we have a lot of tourists from abroad. The story behind the neons is important for us as well.
I had noticed that. So what would you say the kind of proportion of sort of foreign to domestic visitors you have?
Actually, I would say 50-50. Especially busy during the weekends, and we are located here in Praga district. It's not a place where you walk by chance, so we have very determined tourists that want to come here, especially for the museum, and that's what we like, and we're happy about that.
Yeah, very nice. So it kind of fits into maybe the broader part of this area, because, you know, it's a kind of bit of a cultural hub, and perhaps it's something that visitors could see more of. What do you think is the kind of attraction for foreign visitors? You know, I guess like the actual the significance for Poles is probably better understood. It's more natural for them. But what do you think the interest is for the foreign visitors?
Actually, that's interesting. I would say the artistic value. A lot of people come here for, I don't know, for Instagram sessions. Mm-hmm. So we have like thousands of photos taken and put on Instagram. I think foreigners usually appreciate the artistic value of the neons. Uh-huh. And they're very, very nice for the eye and look very nice on the pictures. I think that's the most important thing.
I see, very nice. Well, aside from perhaps looking for a future location, do you have any other future plans for the museum?
Well, every year we try to renovate 1 or 2 neons for the for the night of the museums. When we have a lot of guests. So probably this year we'll have a new neon after renovation. It's a very expensive task, so it takes time, and we can't renovate all the neons we have. So we have to do it slowly. We also do a lot of education programs for children, for example, and we'll continue that as well.
Sort of showing them how to create the lights or the process?
More educational about the history of the neons, creation, design of the neons, and also because it's for different age groups, so also for the older children, also the production process as well.
Excellent. Okay, Mr. Witold Rabanowicz, thank you very much for joining us here at Poland Daily Culture.
Thank you.
Okay then, Witold, so we're just coming up to a well-known neon here, which is the Biedronka sign.
Yes, it means Lady Bird. This neon was hanging over a milk bar. It was a chain of cheap places to eat. They usually had different names. So this is one of designed for this specific location. It's like a cocktail, strawberry cocktail glass. And the most interesting part is the word Biedronka. Mm-hmm. The neon tube represents the handwriting. And actually it requires a lot of skill of the glass maker to make such a complicated shape. We had to put it behind the plexiglass because it's popular neons for our visitors to photograph with. Mm-hmm. And some of them had strange ideas, like try to lick the neon to get a better shot, so we had to put protection for the neon.
Note to everybody, do not lick the neon sign. Could end very badly. Okay, let's move on to the next one.
So we are going slowly to Berlin.
Okay.
It's our first neon in the collection. It's from the 1975. It was hanging over a shop with clothes and then with equipment, electrical equipment for houses. It's interesting because you can see the glass tubes are transparent. Mm-hmm. And you can actually see how the neon gas flows. The neon gas is red. Yeah. And actually you can see closely when you look how it fills the neon tubes. And you don't have that occasion to do it oftenly, so you can see it here.
Gives a kind of pulsating effect to the light, which is quite different from the other colours, yeah?
Yes, because in other neons, for example in Bajeczny, we can walk.
Yeah.
The neon tubes are covered with powder. We use here other gas, and the gas with the powder, in this case, gives the color pink.
Okay.
And this neon is also interesting because it's the name of the candy bar, popular candy bar in Poland. And this neon was hanging over a shop with candies. It came to our collection in very bad shape, but using the original drawings, we were able to recreate the neon, and it looks very nice. I don't know, it reminds me of a circus or a Western movie. Very much.
It's definitely given me a kind of flavour of Western movie about this kind of waviness to the design, yeah. And Bajeczny is still... They still produce
Yes,
them,
you can
right?
still buy the Bajeczny, but it has a different font. So this was also one for the location of the candy shop.
I see. Okay, shall we take a look at the next one?
Yes, I think everyone knows Cepelia. Cepelia is like the socialist company that was created in the 1940s, 1950s. It was a place for a central folk industry shop where you could buy folk art. We still have a lot of cepelias in Poland, and they have all the similar neons. This particular neon is quite old. It's from 1959.
I see.